All right. Greetings. Welcome back to Blackbird News, where everything is connected. How y'all doing? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. Again, sorry about the late start. I am super scattered. Everything is everywhere. I'm just trying to, I know I say that every day, but it's true. I'm trying to navigate a whole new world. I won't sing the song. But this show is keeping me grounded. You guys are here. You all are keeping me grounded in some kind of routine. And I was trying to actually get some. I was telling Chris on Extinction Audi last night that I was trying to get kind of a list of resources together, which I was made a little headway on today. So I'll share those during the show, and I'll put the links in the description box for you. It's a couple of links, but if you want to, if y'all want to contribute to people directly and not go through an agency, if you're looking for ways to help out, there are some people that need help directly. I think they're all GoFundMe. So if you want to, find someone who you think needs the help and contribute to them, you can do that directly to them. And I think that's a really good way to do it. Um, as much as the powers that be want to control the internet and the apps and the communication and the connection that we get through the internet, they can't do it yet. Do I have concerns about the future or the immediate future? Sure. The red note thing is still happening, and there's more information coming out about that. Interesting information. James Lee uncovering some things. But we'll talk about Red Note a little more. Has anybody downloaded Red Note? We're live on Rockfin, Rumble, YouTube. Sorry I didn't post the show earlier, so I think people are having maybe there wasn't a show today, or didn't see that there was a show earlier, so maybe they don't think anything's happening. But we're here today, and we're going to talk about it. What's up, good people of YouTube? Malcolm Young, Shani, going south. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry to hear that, Malcolm. Yeah, I mean, everybody seems to be experiencing, everyone's going through the extreme weather issues. Like I said, I feel like I set myself up. I think it was a week ago, or maybe 10 or 12 days ago, I was talking about the polar vortex and talking about how California seems to escape most of the extreme weather situations. I think I literally said that like 2 days before the fire. And after the fire, I remember thinking, I was thinking about saying that. That's what I get for saying something like that. It's kind of wild. Right. Well, let's look at a couple things. Exactly. We're in a climate casino. Anything can happen to anyone. I mentioned we're on Rumble too. Uh, I don't know. The future and the immediate future are really up in the air. Trump is not even inaugurated yet, and some very, very wild things have been going on between, uh, between the election and now. It's been 2 short months, and mayhem everywhere. Who knows what's going to happen after Trump takes office? I know there are a lot of people out there that think that Trump will set things right, that he will do the right thing, that he will work for the betterment of the American people and or the world at large. I wouldn't hold my breath on that. It might happen, and if it does happen, I'll be the first to congratulate him. I'll be the first to say, good job. I'll be the first to say, thank God. But I just don't really have a lot of hope in that. I'm all right, and live to broadcast another day, podcast another day. All right, let's go through some things, interesting or otherwise. We're going to be talking a lot about Red Note today. Again, as I said yesterday, I have suspicions. So I downloaded the app and I looked at it, and I thought, it's interesting. Then I immediately deleted it because I don't know what this app is. And maybe my suspicions were correct. We'll look at some people talking about the benefits of it, but we're going to start with something that James Lee uncovered. And James Lee, man, really doing some good work, putting in the work these days. And really kind of confirmed my suspicions almost immediately. I have suspicions. Let's look at this. And then we'll listen to what James Lee has found out about Red Note. Says, I hate to be the one pouring cold water on the Red Note party, but I did a little digging this morning. And Red Note is not just controlled by the Chinese. I found significant investments from another country. Can you guess which one it is? Anybody? Here we go. Oh, here we go.
So I have some good and bad news about Red Note, and you better buckle up for this one. First off, the good news, I'm loving it. The good vibes, the cultural exchange, the sticking it to the US government attitude, amazing. I would love to see the look on Tom Cotton's face right now. People are comparing medical bills. People are having straight up conversations with each other about the Freemasons. And apparently Luigi is a big cultural icon in China, which is wild. With all this backtracking going on right now, it's probably safe to say that the TikTok ban is...
Luigi is a cultural icon everywhere. Real or not, real vigilante or not, he's a cultural icon.
Is going to probably go down as the biggest propaganda war blunder of all time. Which leads me to the bad news. Somebody posted, Gen Z is immigrating to Red Note to continue to speak about Gaza and Israel's crimes. They can ban TikTok all they want. Nothing will stop the tsunami of change that this genocide has created. Except they kind of can, and I think they already are. So it's been reported in the Financial Times, this is where I'm getting this article from, Xiaohongshu, which is Red Note, China's fastest growing social media platform, has gained the backing of venture capital firm DST Global in a rare example of foreign investors putting money into a tech sector that it has largely shunned since Beijing's crackdown. Who is DST Global and why are they investing in China? Let's take a look. All right, DST Global is a venture capital and private equity firm that primarily invests in late-stage internet companies. And it was founded by a guy named Yuri Milner. And Yuri Milner is an Israeli investor and science philanthropist. Awesome. So yeah, this kind of speech on Red Note probably won't last too long because you better believe Yuri Milner is getting a lot of calls right now, probably from this guy and this group. But hey, by all means, keep the party going as long as you can on Red Note. I love it. Keep doing what you're doing, but kind of sucks that party's always got to be ruined by, I'm not going to say.
There you go. Well, so people do seem to be, there are just a ton of videos. This is saturated. Red Note is culturally saturated, literally everyone in the space of 24 hours. And we'll go through a couple of posts. There are so many. The basic thing that people are figuring out is that people are people. People don't trust their governments, but people generally want to connect with each other. And, what a powerful thing, right? If the citizens of the world can communicate and, maybe possibly band together, rise up, cooperate in a way that could really truly give, people power and take away the power from the people on a high. But it's not going to happen sitting around talking to each, like you're going to talk to each other on an app about how terrible things are, and then they're going to shut down the app. And then what are you going to do? And then what? Right? And then what's the upshot of that? All right, let's we'll go through a couple of hold on 1 second. I'm a little disorganized and I apologize. Hold on. You as Americans are happy because on RedNote you can post about individuals you're not allowed to mention on TikTok in the US.
I've been on this app for less than 3 hours, and the amount of Luigi content I've seen is just chef's kiss. Absolutely brilliant. Love it. Because they have suppressed that on our side. We can't even say his name. We have to say Mario's brother, or like make some reference to a green plumber or something. It's I love it here already.
小红书
Oh, this is not what I wanted to show you. We'll get there in a sec. We'll get there in a sec. It's a good summation.
The whole Shohong-shu thing is so much bigger than I think a lot of us realize. This is a historic moment that does not happen often. The citizens of two rivaling countries are coming together in solidarity and sharing culture with each other. This is a beautiful moment in human history. And unlike all of the historical events we as millennials and Gen Z have lived through, this one is actually a good one.
Yeah.
The whole Shohong-shu thing is so much bigger.
Despite whatever misgivings, skepticism, paranoia that you might have about the RedNote thing, the basic connection of people around the world, I think, is the point. And I saw somebody also figuring out that they're paying a lot less for groceries there than we are. Go figure. Because our oligarch rulers are trying to steal, they're like, you guys are too wealthy, you have too much money. We've got to take it all from you in basic amenities like food and gasoline and cars and whatever else it is you need. Again, it's communist China. So, most likely there are price controls on the food. There's most likely, quite possibly, subsidies for the food that people are buying. But that's communism for you, right? Hey, we want to keep these things cheap so people can eat. So we'll help you out. Instead of subsidizing the ruling class, instead of subsidizing billionaires and oligarchs in the military industrial complex, instead of subsidizing SpaceX and Tesla and Boeing, who don't need and shouldn't have the subsidies of the United States, the government could be subsidizing the people helping them with the cost of living or helping them with, I don't know, medical care, right? Anyways, let's watch this from Ian Carroll.
The story that's going on with this RedNote app, this China app thing, is amazing. To fill you in on this, it's like the most little brother energy thing ever. And it's happening on a mass scale, like millions of people. So the TikTok ban is going through a couple days. And Gen Z's like, no, fuck you. Because we all know that the Israel lobby is who's behind the TikTok ban. It has nothing to do with China. Look up Project Texas. It's controlled by Oracle already. It's not Chinese propaganda, and even if it was, they're not concerned about our data. If they were concerned about our data, they would have passed data privacy laws, not banning TikTok. Trump tried a TikTok ban bill way back, and it didn't get enough support. And it wasn't until October 7th and the Israel lobby and, support for Palestine breaking out all across TikTok and across young people in general that something actually started to get done. And so now that they're going to ban TikTok, what does Gen Z do? They're like, well, fuck you. We'll go download another Chinese TikTok app. And so RedNote is this Chinese, straight up like in Mandarin app. It has now launched to #1 on the App Store. You can download it yourself. I downloaded it onto my phone just so that I could be a part of that statistic of how many people are downloading it, because that's hilarious. And then what winds up happening? You wind up with American citizens and Chinese citizens just on the same app chatting with each other, like teaching each other Mandarin. They're like doing cultural exchange. It's hilarious.
Would be watching grocery hauls. Chinese grocery hauls are insane because they can actually afford food.
All the TikTok refugees, are you kidding? America's literally burning, and I'm so sorry, guys, that you have to be here. Change the freaking layout to the same layout like TikTok. We hate it. It used to not be like that. Now it's just all fucked. Like your legislation system. Don't worry, we're not like the Americans. We'll not tell you to go back to your country. The internet is a free space, so feel free to roam around.
And the end result is a whole bunch of people realizing that most of our opinions about people in other countries is based entirely on propaganda. And most of the people in this world are just normal, wonderful people, just like you and me, that just love their families and want the best for their people and their communities. And, more or less agree on 99% of things. And that most governments are pretty corrupt and pretty horrible. And we pretty much all generally oppose governments and get along with people. Now, is there a psyop layer to this? Like, is it organic or is it, artificially inflated or created? Maybe. I mean, there's a strong argument to be made for the China lobby's influence in a Trump presidency and Chinese tech alliances and tech firms and just big Chinese money. Like, there is an argument to be made for there being a conspiracy theory here, but I really don't think that that's actually the point. I don't think that the American citizens going to RedNote are like China loyalists. Like, obviously, they don't really give a shit. They're just protesting and making a point that in this day and age, we're all free people. We all have freedom to make our own choice. And the legacy concept of access being controlled by the government is gone. And it's taking years for the internet to evolve into the, vehicle of freedom that it's eventually becoming. A strong dose of potential vehicle of tyranny thrown in there. But as it does evolve, and as we all evolve with it in our understanding of like what we can do together and what kind of choice we have and control we have when we just leverage this tool in our hands, it's pretty cool to watch people find their own solutions to government and to watch us just sort of take control of everything one system at a time. So yeah, everyone's got like some really hot take on it, and it's like either it's the devil or it's like the greatest thing ever, and you have to show solidarity. It's like, yeah, whatever, we don't need to take it all the world so seriously, but it is pretty funny to watch. Because as a little brother, I identify strongly with this fuck you energy. Stories like that just give me a lot of hope for our future together on this planet.
Okay. That's Ian Carroll's take. Salt Liquor says you couldn't have a one world government without this. What do you mean? without everybody going, "Hey, we are all one people." I mean, it's the government part of that, I think, that people are leery of or wary of. I don't know how you get away from it. If all the governments of the world, and I think that they already have on some level, if all the governments of the world just said, "Hey, we're all going to get together and, you know, join forces to suppress the citizenry of the planet," what would we be able to do to stop that? Um, other than millions, if not billions, of people at the same moment, going to rush to whatever local government office is standing and go take it over. Um, I don't know, but they have a lot of weapons, and I don't know how we. It is hard to think about what it would take to resist that. Yeah, yeah. Extra bullet. I've seen a lot of Chinese videos showing American propaganda versions of China, and they show you the real China with Shanghai and all this modern stuff. I wonder what the sure, yeah. Um, I wonder what they don't show you the surveillance state though. There's an account on Twitter. What is it called again? I swear I follow this account, but I don't see anything from them lately. Oh, what is it called? I can't remember. Anyways, um, there's an account on Twitter that shows the rising surveillance state in China, and it's much more advanced than ours. Like everybody willingly uses their phones and their computers and gives away all their information and agrees to the terms of service and signs up for all the apps. We do it voluntarily. But if you follow this account on Twitter, they show you all the ways in which the people of China are heavily surveilled. Like you can't get in or out of some districts, in certain cities, without your biometric scan. They have social credit scores, right? And that's real. You can't get mortgages. You can't get loans. You can't do certain things if your social credit score falls below a certain point. That's real. That's happening in China. So I don't know about, you know, Ian Carroll saying that we're all free people. I mean, I'm kind of like, we're free to an extent, but where's the real freedom, right? We're free until somebody says that's far enough. Yes, and I think to go back to, uh, this is all fine and well. This is all fine and well, but I would like to go back to my originally skeptical position of maybe this is just trying to get people, used to the idea that, I feel like the TikTok thing, more likely than not, the sale to Elon Musk is going to go through, and he's going to fold that into the Everything app, and then we're going to have, PayPal or whatever it is. I think there's X payments already on the X app. Um, I think that he's going to take one more step towards it being the Everything app, which we already, there are a lot of apps out there that already have kind of an everything element. Amazon is one of those apps, right? If you fold Amazon into X, you really have an everything app, right? You can watch videos, you can buy stuff, you can message people, you can pay for things, you can, do you need to go anywhere else? Bat boy. uh, that's funny. Yeah. So I say this seems to be an interesting. All of us, this is like swallowing up, the bandwidth right now, especially on Twitter, the red note thing. But I would say, man, take this with a huge, huge dose of skepticism. Enjoy talking to people on red note, do whatever you got to do, but eh, I'm kind of like I'm waiting for more. I want to see. Has anybody heard of Cordal? Do you guys know what Cordal is? It's pretty cool. I heard about it through James Corbett, and it's a blockchain, decentralized. They're basically looking to kind of mirror the internet in a decentralized blockchain way. Again, always be skeptical, and you never know, where this is going to lead. But Cordal looks really interesting. I'll show you Cordal. This is kind of the thing that I'm more interested in. People with apps, showing. I want to see people with decentralized apps that aren't necessarily commerce driven or finance driven, but maybe more just freedom, communication driven, more human rights driven. Let's look at Cordal. The Cordal blockchain project. Cordal is a completely unique blockchain-based infrastructure platform capable of rebuilding the internet entirely. This is what I'm talking about. As well as establishing the framework for a worldwide economic system based on individual input for gaining influence on the network. Or maybe that just sounds like social credit score. We're still here. Woo! I thought I almost lost my stream there. Sorry, guys. I did lose all your chat, so I think. Hold on. Can you guys still see me? Okay. Man, I almost lost my stream, I think. So maybe Cordal is the portal to the everything app. I don't know, man. You gotta take everything very skeptically and look at everything very skeptically. But this looks rather cool. I don't know who is behind this, so it's open source as far as I know. Anyways, Cordal completely removes the ability to gain any influence by monetary means. That's cool. Rather than financial input or computer power, Cordal uses time as a value metric for importance as a node on the network. No longer can a user begin with a large amount of money and have an advantage. This creates a truly fair and honest ecosystem wherein users may provide their assistance, support, and various methods of input in order to obtain larger influence on the network and weight on the voting system that decides its future. Anyways, it looks kind of cool. This is Cordal, QORTAL.org. I don't know. Go poke around. I think this is the app that we should be poking around in. Red Note might be fun because it's videos and whatnot. Anyways. Part of their mission is the establishment of a totally separate digital infrastructure, along with applying the trustless system to every aspect. If we can accomplish this, we can effectively provide a new system for the whole, for the new world to make use of. And there's the phrase "new world." Yay! Anyways. Thought it's interesting stuff. Go check out the Cordal Network, right? If you wish. Cordal.org. All right, let's cover some other things because I don't do a 3-hour show. I do a 1-hour show, so my time is extremely limited. I'm thinking that in the future, someday, I might be having to do a 2-hour show. Maybe I just got to commit to that. I don't know. I have a lot of other projects I'm working on, so I'm everywhere. All right. Let's look at some other posts. Rockfin people, y'all hanging in there? Joseph Wood says oceans are coming and they care not for Red Note. Oh yeah, Bella? Really? That might be the way to go. Okay. Have you guys seen what happened to Sam Husseini? If this isn't evidence enough that we live in a highly controlled police state. Sam Husseini is a journalist who likes to give the powers that be shit right in their own office. And he was detained today. He's in the press room of the White House. He's in the White House press room asking questions of Antony Blinken, and he was arrested. Okay. He said, I was seriously manhandled, but I'm back home. Thanks for all the support. My intention was to ask tough questions at every opportunity during the news conference, which state personnel obviously cut short. Anyways, he listed questions, but I'm gonna play this video. This is what happened to Sam Husseini in the press room.
Carrying in my pocket the names of those who have been arbitrarily detained and unfairly held hostage, unjustly held hostage, and bringing them home, returning them to their families, returning them to their loved ones. Finally,
get your hands off me! 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 Answer a damn question. Do you know about the Hannibal Directive? Do you know about Israel's nuclear weapons? Everybody from the ICJ. I was sitting here quietly, and now I'm being manhandled by 2 or 3 people. You pontificate about a free press. You pontificate about a free press. You are hurting me. You are hurting me. You are hurting me. I'm asking questions after being told by Matt Miller that he will not answer my questions, and so I'm asking
please,
questions.
sir, respect the
Wasn't the
process.
point of the May 31st statement to block the ICJ orders? He blocked.
But just remember that Trump is a fascist. And I'm not saying that he isn't a fascist. I'm saying the joke is Trump is a fascist. That's the joke. The joke is, anyways, forget it.
The ICJ orders.
Please, sir, respect the process.
Respect the process. Respect the process. While everybody from Amnesty International, to the ICJ is saying that Israel's doing genocide and extermination, and you're telling me to respect the process. Criminal, why aren't you in the Hague? Why aren't you in the Hague? Why aren't you in the Hague?
Wow.
Finally,
Why he just
work to modernize our.
And he just goes on. What a bunch of maniacs. Anyways, let's read this post. We saw that. Why aren't you in the Hague? Why not indeed? Why aren't they in the Hague? They are violating the Geneva Convention. They're, they're committing war crimes. genocide, etc. Why aren't they in the Hague? Anyways, his post says he had some questions. Was the point of the May 31st announcement to block the implementation of the May 24th ICJ order? I don't know. Hold on. I don't know what he's referring to here, and my bad for not knowing. I will try. Does anybody know what he's referring to? On May 31st in 2024, the WHO passed a resolution on health and climate change. I don't think that has anything to do with it. Did he get escorted? Max Blumenthal? Really? Wow. Anyways, I'll go on. Why do you refuse to recognize the Geneva Conventions as applying to Gaza? Everybody from Amnesty International to the ICC accuses Israel of extermination and genocide. Why are you not in The Hague? Why was your stepfather, Pissar, connected to both Robert Maxwell, and Jeffrey Epstein? Miller here pretends not to know about the Hannibal Directive. Do you know about the Hannibal Directive? Why do you not even acknowledge Israel's nuclear weapons? Hold on, let's go to Husseini.org and see if. Hold on one second. Sorry, I don't really know what he's referring to in the May 31st directive, so I apologize. If anybody knows what that is about, I don't know. Let's see if we can find Max Blumenthal. Getting arrested. All right, well, I don't know if this shows him getting arrested, but let's listen to this.
In Gaza were on the receiving end of your bombs. Why did you keep the bombs flowing when we had a deal in May? We all knew we had a deal. Everyone in this room knows we had a deal, Tony, and you kept the bombs flowing. Why did you sacrifice the rules-based order on the mantle of your commitment to Zionism? Why did you allow my friends to be massacred? Why did you allow my friends' homes in Gaza to be destroyed when we had a deal in May? You helped destroy our religion, Judaism, by associating it with fascism. You waved the white flag before
We'll have the time to
Netanyahu.
take questions at the end.
You waved the white flag before Israeli fascism.
We'll have the time to take questions
Your
at the end.
father-in-law was an Israel lobbyist. Your grandfather was an Israel lobbyist. Are you compromised by Israel? Why did you allow the Holocaust of our time to happen? How does it feel to have your legacy be genocide? How does it feel to have your legacy be genocide? You too, Matt. You smirked through the whole thing every day. You smirked through a genocide.
Wow. Well, I don't know if they were arrested, but maybe escorted out. Anyways. Yeah. Yeah. Heavy stuff, man. There's more on the ceasefire or not ceasefire. Waltz is asked if the ceasefire deal means the war is over. He says the goal remains to fully demilitarize Gaza and destroy Hamas. Once the Israel-American hostages are out, he says those goals will be achieved. In other words, his answer seems to be no, the war is not over.
And from your perspective, if this deal goes through and we enter what's characterized as the first phase, does that effectively mean the war is over? Does a ceasefire mean that its work is done in Gaza for the foreseeable future?
Well, I certainly think Hamas would like to believe that.
but we've been clear that Gaza has to be fully demilitarized. Hamas has to be destroyed to the point that it cannot reconstitute, and that Israel has every right to fully protect itself. So, all of those pieces, all of those objectives are still very much in place. Look, I mean, October 7th was a terrible day. They put everybody in a terrible position, including the Palestinian people of Gaza, whom they regularly hide behind and are willing to sacrifice and have sacrificed for their own sick ends and objectives. And so we need to get our people out, and then we need to achieve those objectives in this war.
And you've said
I don't need it. I don't need
every
to listen
member
to
of
this guy anymore. Okay. And this is Sarah. Breaking just after agreeing to a ceasefire, Israel is now dropping bombs on tents packed with civilians in Gaza, burning Palestinians alive in the middle of the night. Holocaust. Exactly. Increased fire. Horrific. And here's something from Rathbone. Okay, I'm gonna something in my dang it. What is this? It's a shoulder pad in my hoodie. No. All right. Rathbone's talking about the ceasefire.
Israel and Palestine have reached a ceasefire, and corporate media is doing its manufacturing of consent as per usual. But I just want to remind everyone of the many war crimes and invasions committed by Israel in the Gaza Strip. Israel always announces a ceasefire when a U.S. president is being inaugurated. That last happened in 2009 during Operation Cast Lead, which ended when Obama made a phone call to the Israeli prime minister and told them to stop for the inauguration. Once again, this is purely a political move. The Palestinians are a political prop, and we are being gaslit. This is not a ceasefire. It is a quick commercial break, and I guarantee you that Israel will break the ceasefire, as it has always done when a ceasefire is announced, and it will continue bombing the Gaza Strip. As was the case in 2009, Israel broke the ceasefire agreement within a matter of weeks. So if the ceasefire agreement happened in January, by February, they were bombing the Gaza Strip again. Look, it's already saying phase 1, Israel-Hamas ceasefire deal to last 6 weeks. Of course. Remember that there's always phases. There's always phases to the ceasefire when it comes to Palestine. But whenever another country, for example, like Egypt, when Egypt got into a war with Israel and they demanded a ceasefire, they immediately got it. It didn't last 6 weeks. They're already basically telling you this ceasefire deal is only going to last for a couple of days, and they'll get back to it in the spring. As long as Israel is allowed to exist and to exert this kind of power geopolitically, this will continue. And the American public will pat itself on the back, move on to other things, and meanwhile, the Palestinians will continue to be bombed.
Yeah, well, until who's gonna make them not exist? Yeah. Who's gonna stop them from it? Who's gonna stop this? How are we gonna stop this? Y'all got answers? It ain't going to, stopping it is not going to Red Note. Okay, I can tell you that much. It's not going to Red Note. It's doing something else. Yeah. All right, so we're heading towards the end of the show. Got to play this yesterday. This is interesting. These are Amazon trucks. Excuse me. Amazon electric vehicles charging in the snow. All of these vehicles are being charged by a huge diesel generator. The generator is on, you can hear it running, providing the power. Doesn't that defeat the purpose when you literally have a diesel-powered generator electrifying all the electric vehicles? This is, they're calling it the Democrats' green energy. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have a blue or a red tag on it. It's just green energy. Creative experiments. Boeing strikers almost stopped weapon shipments, but they gave up. Yeah, exactly. There was only some kind of distraction. Yeah, so that's funny, right? This is a generator charging the electric trucks in the snow. Okay. By the way,
green energy.
If you're, charging your electric car at home, or unless you personally have the solar panel and the battery that is charging the electric car, your car is most likely being charged by some fossil fuel. And it was also built by some fossil fuel, and the tires were made by fossil fuel. Pretty much everything in the car was made with fossil fuels, a whole lot of fossil fuels. And then that car was shipped somewhere with a whole lot of fossil fuels. And then it's, on and on and on, right? Okay. So green. Okay, I was trying to get some links together, and I'm still working that out because I am trying to do like 3,000 things all at once, all at the same time, every single day right now, and trying to just kind of like collect myself and collect things. But real quick, if anybody wants to donate or help out, directly to people that need help in the LA fires, there is a whole list. I'm going to put all these links in the description box. Sorry, they're not in there right now, but I'll put them in right after the show. The links will be in there. This is and I'll put it in the chats too. This is a link for Black families who lost their homes. I think this is most in the Eaton Fire, Pasadena and Altadena. This is a whole directory of people, GoFundMe's, and people that need help. You can go through here and see who needs help the most, and give. It's a very detailed directory, right? So you can help that way. This is a direct donation link to people who might need help. I'll put that in the chats. And then I have a couple of people who need help directly, and then I will have a list of more things. There's also a link called enla.org, and which is kind of like a directory to community support in the area. Although, I don't know. Check it out, and you decide whether you think it is a worthy place to go. I'm getting more links together and more donation organizations together, right? Give me 1 second, y'all. Kind of moving a little slow. All right. My son worked at a summer camp that was right up the street from our house when he was young. That summer camp burned to the ground, and there was a caretaker that lived there full time. His name is Jose. Jose is raising money to relocate or rebuild, and this link will be in the chats, also in the description box. You can donate directly to Jose. Here is another GoFundMe of a family, the Chisley family in Altadena, lost their home. They look like they need help. Just giving y'all some direction. If you guys feel like you want to help someone out, you can help people out directly. This family lost their home. And putting links in the chats will also be in the description box. And this is we already have this up. Oh, nope, that's not it. Hold on. This is Emergency Network Los Angeles, voluntary organizations active in disaster for LA County. They do work with the Red Cross and other major donation, agencies. So you decide whether you want to support these guys or go through these guys or not. They have other links to other organizations as well. I will put this in the chat, also in the description box. Again, I am collecting a bunch of links today and tomorrow and throughout the weekend. And I'm going to have my own directory, kind of list of people that need your help, and also places where you can send help if you are moved to do so. Okay. Let's see, before we go, I wanted to thank everybody, again, everybody who has, sent me help directly. I thank you. Man, really helpful to make it through, the first 48 hours, I was like, whoa, I don't know, like, what is going to happen? Like, what? I don't know where I'm going to go. I don't know where, what life is going to look like. And people have just been like, there's just been an outpouring of donations, of not just money, but like clothes and music equipment and all kind, people have just been like, hey, I got you. So, man, again, it's making it, so much easier for me to like kind of navigate what's going on in life right now. So thank you again to the people who have contributed. Again, I'm going to be on Extra Bola Show on Wednesday. Guys, tomorrow I am not going to do a show. I have, let's see. I have some things to do tomorrow. And let's see. I had something else to show y'all. Well, this is a view of the damage. This is where I lived, and it's pretty. There's a few videos out there. There's one that's even more detailed. This is basically where I lived, and if you can see that, there are very few homes there. All right. So yeah, no show tomorrow, guys. I will be back. If I don't drop in on the weekend, and maybe I will, maybe I won't, but I will. Monday is a holiday, but I'm gonna be back on Monday. If I can help it, I will definitely be back on Monday. And I will post all the links to the donation, all the donation links in the description box. And I will try and do like another like update, like a short video in the next day or two with more information about how people can help out if they want to help, if they want to find ways to help. Dude, this is insane. I didn't talk about the blue car. I didn't talk about, it was kind of tongue in cheek. My thumbnail with the blue van is kind of tongue in cheek. People talk about the blue stuff, but I don't know. I don't know. I was kind of making a joke there, but maybe you believe it, maybe you don't. Gene Whitworth says the sovereignty for the people solutions. He said, my father was a county commissioner for a short time after working 40 years in a strong union railroad job. The county is where the real solutions are. Okay. Also, Gene Whitworth, I think people need to spend a lot less time on the internet and a lot more in the local county commission meetings. Sure. And that's what a lot of people are doing. Is showing up at city council meetings, county commission meetings, and getting vocal and calling people to task, right? Because you can face to face personally get in front of people who make the decisions and give them your opinion, give them your energy. Is the blue van space laser proof? You know it, buddy. That's paint your house blue. That's why I'm wearing a blue sweater. I don't want no space lasers coming on me. All right. Who knows, guys? I mean, maybe all that is true. Maybe blue is the way to go. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know anything about that. It's a little bit silly, I think, but it's interesting, maybe, but I don't, I think it's kind of just a silly in passing kind of thing, but aside from the blue van, in front of the blue van and behind the blue van are a lot of homes that are just devastated, and that is actually really happening. So a friend of mine, I'll show you one more thing. A friend of mine who lived down the street from me went into Altadena yesterday to go take footage of his home and other homes in the area, and he was arrested after this video. I'm going to show you this video. I sent this video to Going South. Where is it? I sent this video to Going South, and he posted a picture today that he got arrested, detained by the sheriffs up there. Let's see. Hold on, I can't find it. I don't know. Where is it? Oh, here we go. I see it now. So this is my good buddy Paul. He's a musician, really good musician. Let's see if this will play for me. And this is he's kind of on the ground here. Let's see if we can get some.
Out to Dina, about to get into my home. Just wanted to share what's going on. Trying to turn my phone around. Is that it? Yeah. This is my neighbor's house. Someone's working here. Look at this tree that got uprooted. The whole house is burnt down behind it. Wow. This is Ventura.
So this is about like
Glen
4 or 5
Avenue,
blocks
about
from
a
my
block
house.
From our house.
But my whole street looks like this too.
Oh. Wow. I cannot believe how many homes are devastated. This tree's okay. It's still got a little Christmas vibe going on. Look at that. Thank you, Jesus. Here we go. Oh man. 241. Wow, what a cute little scene. I don't know these neighbors, but hopefully I'm going to be able to get through to the house. All the SoCal gas guys are working on the lines. Man, look at the devastation of these houses. It just goes on and on and on all sides. It's like 1 out of every 20 or 30 houses is standing. There's one standing behind there. Holy moly. This is just crazy. If things get too crazy here, I might sign off for a minute. Here's some guys fixing some shit. The mountains are so clear today. Look at this. That was my church growing up those hills. Pray for Zorking Ranch, the village play garden. Up there, totally raised. Sorry, you may not be able to hear me, but these guys are working. Look at this. More cactus. Can y'all hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Sorry about the sun there. Okay, I'm about to get to my house just to show y'all what happened. Wow. This is live from Altadena. No dumping. Wow. I was wondering why people. Wow, there's crows flying through the devastation here. That car. Oh shit! There's a bunch of cops down there by Evan's house. What's going on? They must be clearing debris on the corner of Fair Oaks and Lincoln and Ventura down there. Wow, that looks like in front of Evan's house. Down there. This is my homie John's house. It's standing, thank God. He was up there saving his kid's house with ladders. He's still got ladders on the side. He was putting out the fires himself. So some of these houses on one side are okay, and the other side are totally gone. All right, this is my driveway. Some of y'all probably been here. Woo! This is our neighbor's house. I tried to come back here Wednesday morning. This house was in flames, and I could not get home. Anybody need a used washing machine? All right. Let's see. This is my neighbor's house. 2440. We're 338.5. Here it is. Sorry about the sun. This is our RV. Here's Alma's kiln. Woo! That's her kiln. This is the RV we just decked out. Let me back. So this is our little cul-de-sac. So you can see it must be a half a mile square of just burned houses here. It's just unbelievable. This is what's left of our home. There's the RV. This is our front gate where we had jams and I would sit and drink my morning coffee. And this is it. This is home. We're just doing our compost pile here. My wheelbarrow. This is my music studio. Hi, piano. Look at this bent glass from the windows. So the sun's going down here up in Altadena. I'm here. And I don't know, what do you call this? Ground zero? There's the RV. There's the mountains. Altadena will rise from these ashes, folks. This place is going to be amazing. There's my Indian bayan still here for tabla. Almost ceramics. They survived. This is why we have to build with earth, folks. This is what happens. Nothing gets touched. This was all fireproof. This is how we need to build now. We build with earth. Oh shit, the hose is still leaking. All right, I'm gonna water the trees because this is just a constant leak over here. Yeah. Wow.
That's crazy. They didn't turn the water off.
All right. So please pray for our trees. This is the Bodhi tree, the peace tree that we planted from Jan Stewart. This is our storage and our tool shed. Wow. These are all the fruit trees, pomegranates, apples, figs, avocados in the front and the back. The back one is completely gone. Yo, we're going to get through this. So many people have sent their love. And I just want to acknowledge that and let y'all know that we're going to be okay. Let me try to flip this again. How do I do that? Yeah. This is Paul Z live from LTD. Hanging. Going to try to water the fruit trees and then get out of here. They let me. Peace.
All right. That's my good buddy Paul. Yeah, I actually, so when we, this is my friend, yeah, when we went up to go look at my house, we went on his street first. We were going to try to walk up to my house because we didn't think we could drive up. And so as we're walking down his street, I looked over and I looked down his driveway and I was like, oh shit. And I texted him, I said, like, dude, your house is gone. And I didn't hear back from him for like 4 days, but I don't know how many days. He finally texted me back and he was like, oh, dude, yeah, shit. You know, your house too. Yeah, but I saw his house when I saw his house gone, I was like, oh crap. Like my house is about 4 blocks north, east of his house. And I was like, dang, it doesn't look good for my house. But, yeah, we play music together in the neighborhood. Anyways, guys, I gotta sign off, and I will see you on Monday for sure. I'm gonna try and see you on Monday, and I'll come back. And I hope you enjoy your weekend. I will drop these links for support in the description box. They're also in the chats, and I will also be building kind of like a master list of places where people can donate and or support or whatever. All right. Well, did I personally vote for these people? No, DB, I did not. I did not. A lot of people did not vote for these people, but the majority of people did, apparently. But we'll see. We'll see if they get held accountable. We'll see if they, if anybody's feet get held to the fire, if anybody faces any consequences. Do you think they will? Again, I'm not holding my breath for that one either. So thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Again, thank you to everybody who contributed. Again, I will see you on Monday, and we'll talk more, okay? Y'all are beautiful. Thank you, and peace out.
Whoa, Gavin Newsom, a bitch. You've done it again. Winked and smiled about being a good, caring Democrat. But when the chips are really down, it's down with the people. Still no Medi-Cal for all, and more drilling for all. more plunder of the state coffers. Where did the money go? Oh, where did the surplus go? It happened so quick, yeah. Just a few natural disasters, and there's no more money for schools. Oh, you think that we're fools for wanting you to help with basic needs. Oh, fools indeed. Fools indeed. And then Oregon helps show the way, and that there's no place for the homeless to stay. Now California wants to join in. Let's make the homeless homeless again. Tear down those tents, back up your stuff. He's had enough. Now this is campaign slogan tough. Let's make the homeless homeless again. But where will they go? Who really cares? Who really knows? Oh, but this is compassion in action. This is the Democrats caring about you more than you know. Hey, vote blue no matter who. And maybe next year when you're out of a job and a home, and you and all of your possessions on a sidewalk, now you can count on blue. That's the boys in blue to come and say, move it along, tear down those tents, and pack up your stuff. He's had enough. Now this is campaign slogan tough. Let's make the homeless homeless again. We've got a mandate from the state. Hey, hey, make the homeless homeless